Thank you, Samantha, and welcome everyone. I'm Shreya Kapse, working as Staff Specialist Technical Support Analyst at BMC Software. I have been with BMC for 4 years now, and I have been a part of BMC's AD vision since last year. We have been conducting these webinars for introducing BMC Helix World to customers. In one of these webinars, we had talked about the automatic remediation of events by using BMC Helix Intelligent Automation service. In today's world, IT services and operations management teams must deliver intuitive customer experiences in near real time while supporting rapid changes and complex systems. With BMC Helix, enterprises now can work smarter, be more productive, and continuously deliver high-performing digital experiences and uninterrupted service. Let's see what BMC Helix has to offer. Our webinar today is mainly focused on a very interesting and one of the fantastic features of intelligent automation, which is PSR, that is Proactive Service Resolution. Many business services ranging from a simple service to high-performance complex services are managed using smart AIOps and intelligent automation. I will be talking about how to automate the incident management for any event on these complex services using intelligent automation, provided by BMC's Helix ITOM suite. Let's go ahead and kick things off. Just a quick agenda here. So I'll start with a quick intro to service ops concept, then moving on to where proactive service resolution fits in this service ops concept. We'll then see what are the flows that are involved in the proactive service resolution, followed by an example of a real-world scenario showcasing how service ops is enabling users to operate in parallel in the service and operations management fields. Then we will go through a demo of configuring and using PSR via BMC Helix Intelligent Automation, followed by the advantages of it. Alright, so when we say BMC is working towards its goal of becoming an ADE, what does it mean? Are there any criteria that you need to meet in order to call yourself as an ADE? I would say that ADE is an organization which sees everything as a service. You want to enable your users to visualize all the incidents, requests, and changes from a service standpoint. If you have an effective model which allows your IT operations and IT management to visualize everything as a service, I think you're on the right path. Now, just having a model is not enough. The model should be proactive, it should be intelligent enough, and it should be efficient. And this is where the service ops comes into picture. Process and technology solutions, which are highly dependent on each other and must operate in parallel, are unified by service of technology. This ensures effective service delivery and incident-free infrastructure operations. Service ops is the convergence of AI-powered service management and AI-powered IT operations management. You can provide this intelligence to your IT ops and ITSM platforms by enhancing them with the AI/ML capabilities to ensure intelligent alerting, proactive incident resolution, root cause identification, and automated remediation. Some of the key concepts of service ops which are derived from the key principles of DevOps and Agile frameworks are user-centric actions, collaboration, end-to-end responsibility, continuous improvement, and automation, which is what Intelligent Automation's PSR solution provides you. So what exactly is PSR? PSR stands for Proactive Service Resolution. This is a concept which is being used since long. In today's webinar, we are speaking about PSR in terms of services using AISM features. Organizations rely on incident management to get a visibility of issues in normal service operations. However, without automation, these incidents need to be created, updated, and resolved manually once the issue is resolved. Automation saves the manual time and effort invested in such repetitive incident management tasks and can help improve the turnaround time for resolving incidents and hence improving the customer experience. Proactive service resolution is an end-to-end solution that integrates BMC Helix operations management with the supported trouble ticket management or IT service management systems to create trouble tickets or incidents for critical events automatically. By using proactive service resolution, you can integrate the event management solutions with the incident management systems, such as BMC Helix for CSP or ServiceNow telecommunications, and create tickets for qualifying events automatically. BMC Helix Intelligent Automation also supports creating incidents in BMC Helix IT Service Management, which is ITSM. The PSR flows are automatically triggered to convert events from operations management into related incidents in ITSM. Now, how that is done, we'll see in the demo. There are 3 levels of service resolutions, which provides you 3 kinds of incidents, L1, L2, and L3. Now, let's see what these levels are. Level 1 or L1 is the event-based service resolution. For every event reported by the event management tool, an incident is created. The products involved in this flow is BMC Helix Operations Management and the supported incident management system. Level 2 or L2 is the infrastructure-based service resolution. For every event reported by the event management tool, in L2 level, an incident is created by using the event and the causal CI information. To get the L2 level support, the incident management must be integrated with the configuration management database or CMDB, where the causal CI lookup happens. And if the CI is available in the CMDB, then you will get the L2 incident. Level 3 is again an infrastructure-based service resolution. The incidents are automatically created for a critical event with the causal CI information, but along with the CI information, L3 would also have the impacted service details, which are associated with that CI. For L3 level, the incident management or ITSM systems must be integrated with the configuration management database, that is CMDB, and PMC Helix Discovery 2. So this was about the L1, L2 and L3 incidents. But one would wonder why these types of incidents are needed. What is the requirement of it? As I said, in ADE, we visualize everything as a service, and in an organization with huge infrastructure and many complex business services, they would want to keep a track of what is affecting what. Consider if there is a CI which is a part of multiple business services. You would want to know if this CI is down or impacted, what all services would be affected due to it. And hence, having these levels of incidents helps to have that observability. Let's take an example to understand this concept. You have an application which is connected to a database. If the database server goes down, then the DB connection is lost and hence the application goes down too. Now you have a monitoring setup in place for the DB server and the application as well. Your event management solution will now receive alerts for both the DB and the application being down. Along with this, the end users will also lodge tickets complaining that the application is not accessible to them, creating an outage scenario. In a regular world, in this scenario, the engineer will create a ticket for each event received so as to track them and the changes being made. The IT engineer will need to provide the event details in it, assign that ticket to an agent, keep modifying it as per the latest updates, and also close the ticket once the issue is resolved. The individual will have to go through the huge amount of alerts to find out what the issue is, how many services are impacted, what is the root cause of it. And this would lead to longer ticket queue and constant chasing and hence impacting the customer experience. Let's consider the same scenario with BMC PSR solution in place. You have your operations management and BMC Helix AIOps with the business services which has these DB and the application in its topology. You receive multiple alerts in operations management that your DB server is down and the application is down too. Using the ML-based algorithm, these multiple alerts are correlated and a situation is formed in BMC Helix AI Ops, which will show you the impacted business service. With PSR in place, user can trigger L1, L2, L3 incident creations on the situation event, or it can be automated with the required trigger condition. This incident is reflected in the incident management tool, which will notify the incident manager or the service desk agent about some issue with the service. You won't have to provide the event details manually in this case, since it will pick all those details by itself and assign it to the agent. This reduces the manual efforts that goes in the ticket management. Now the service desk agent may notify the end user that the given service may be impacted and that there is work in progress for it, without end user actually raising a ticket with the service desk, which is why this is a proactive workflow. The ticket tool may also have multiple incidents created by other users. It provides you with a real-time incident correlation feature, which takes care of correlating the events as well. It will close the incident once the issue is fixed and the events in operations management are closed, enabling the users to proactively monitor their business services and automatic handling of any events in near real time. Alright, let us go through the cycle of an event when BMC PSR solution is in place. As I said, Service Ops has two major components: BMC Helix IT Operations and BMC Helix IT Service Management. In the old PSR flow, we were using another BMC Helix product, that is Integration Studio, as a mediator between the two Service Ops components to create and manage the incidents at ITSM as per the alerting in ITOM. You had to configure the IT operations and IT service details in the Integration Studio flows for the two to work in a single bubble. The flow goes like, once you receive an event at the IT operations end, it will trigger the incident request flow configured in Integration Studio, and it will create an incident for it at ITSM end. Once the incident is created or any modification occurred in the incident, the flow configured in Integration Studio will send back the response or the status of the incident, and it will be delivered to the IT operations. In the new PSR flow, along with BMC Helix IT Operations and BMC Helix IT Service Management, the mediator between these two is Intelligent Automation. You just need to provide the ITSM details and configure the solution. That's it. It will automatically create PSR policies for incident creation and update for you. In the event flow, Intelligent Automation will work as the automation broker. It will manage the incidents for any event which satisfies the trigger condition which are configured. Now, for the event in operations management which satisfies the trigger condition, IAPSR creates L1, L2 or L3 incident using the create or update incident ticket policy in ITSM. Now, once the ticket is created or updated in ITSM, a response is sent back to operations management via PSR's create an information event policy. This way, both the operations and the service teams are working together and hence reducing the team effort. There can be a question here as to why one should use intelligent automation for PSR. To answer this, let's see some of the advantages of PSR through IA. The first advantage would be that IA comes with no extra cost to the customers, because intelligent automation is a part of the ITOM advanced SKU license, and hence you would not have to pay anything extra to get this Helix service. It can keep your organization TMF compliant by creating TMF compliant L1, L2 and L3 incidents. It provides you out-of-the-box custom mapping of event fields to the incident fields and vice versa. You can choose to specify custom values for the default fields, add more fields to it, or apply transformation based on your requirements. The latest version of Intelligent Automation provides you a support for both SaaS and on-prem deployment of BMC Helix ITSM. So even if you do not have SaaS ITSM, you can still use IA for PSR use cases. It also provides you support with service management connectors like PMC Helix for CSP and ServiceNow telecommunication and media assurance workflows too. Scalability. IA can scale up the resources if needed and hence provides you a better performance in case of outage scenes with multiple events coming in. It is a part of BMC Helix ITOM suite. The data is available for the users if they are interested in audit reports too in BMC Helix dashboards. Checking every principles of DevOps and Agile concepts, Intelligent Automation provides you an end-to-end automated solution for incident management through its PSR capability. Let's move on to the demo to get a look and feel of it. First, we'll see how to configure the PSR solution in Intelligent Automation. We'll then ingest some events and see how can we differentiate between L1, L2 and L3 incidents. I have logged into my tenant on BMC Helix portal. I will cross-launch BMC Helix Intelligent Automation. Go to Solutions. Here you'll get the option to configure the proactive service resolution. I'll click on Configure. Make sure that you have your ITSM REST API details and the credentials to access it. Click Setup. Provide your ITSM REST API URL, username, and password. Save. It will validate the credentials, and if the credential works fine, you'll see the connected status. Second step is to define the trigger condition. By default, the trigger condition would be for any event where the severity of that event equals critical, the PSR solution policies will be invoked. When we enable the solution, there will be a predefined policy available in BHOG that you can modify if you want to modify the trigger conditions. Now to configure the event to incident mapping, click on Configure. Here you will get the out-of-the-box event fields which you can map to the ITSM fields to create an incident. You can also add any custom incident field if you want. And if I want to change any details, like example, I'll take contact company. If I want to change the default mapping, I'll click on Custom. I'll put the company name, enter, and save. Here you can configure the incident to event mapping. So once the incident is created or any update happens on that incident after creation, you'll get an information event in BHOG and you can configure the mapping for that information event here. So I'll click on Configure. Here I do not want to change anything, so I'll just keep it as it is. I'll click on Save and enable the solution. Once the solution is enabled, if you go to Policies, you'll see there are two policies that will be created. First is Create or Update Incident Ticket and another one is Create an Information Event. This policy will be invoked to create or update an incident at ITSM, and this policy will be used to provide the information event back to BHOG. I am on my service monitoring, that is AIOps console. From an operations perspective, I have a business service named Jira, which has CI's software instances DB in its topology. If any of these are impacted, it will show my Jira business service as impacted. There are 3 hosts in my business service. I will bring down 2 of my hosts and see what happens. So I have brought down these 2 hosts. I'll go to BHOG and see if there are events occurred for these 2. Yeah, so I can see that there are 2 critical events in BHOG, one for 02 and one for 03. And for both the events, there are 2 incidents which are created. And here you can see that after the event was received in BHOG, it has triggered the create or update incident ticket, and you can see the status of that policy. And once the incident is created, we also have the information event back to BHOG. So these 2 are the same policies that we have in Intelligent Automation. If you look closely here, the message of the incident for 02 is infrastructure incident for CI the host name with incident ID. And the message for the incident which was created for 03 host is causal incident for causal CI, the CI name with incident ID. So when you see that your incident message starts with infrastructure incident and the CI details, it means that this is a L2 incident. And if there is causal incident for causal CI return in the incident message, it is L3 incident which is created. As we discussed, why L2 and L3 gets created. L2 incident is formed when the event has the CI information and that CI is available in CMDB. And L3 incident is formed when the event has CI details and the CI plus the service topology or the service details are available in CMDB. So if the lookup finds CI only, you'll get L2. If the lookup finds CI plus the service, you'll get L3 incident. So this is how you can differentiate between L2 and L3 in BHOM. Let's see how L1 ticket looks like. So L1 does not depend on the CI details. It will just create an incident for whatever event which satisfies the condition is triggered. So if I send an event for a CI which is not available in CMDB, it will still generate an incident, but that would be L1 incident. I have triggered an event for a dummy server, and here an incident is still created, but if you look at the message carefully, it shows that dummy host event with incident ID. This is the same message that's available in the event message. So for L1, you won't get the CI details in the incident message. For L2, you will get the CI message and starting with infrastructure incident. For L3, you'll get the causal incident for causal CI message. Since I have received these alerts for 02 and 03, I would expect my AIOps service model to show my business service Jira as impacted. So I'll refresh the page and it indeed shows me my Jira service impacted. This was from the operations perspective. From a service management standpoint, if we have to see the incidents at ITSM, how would that look like? I would click on BMC Helix ITSM, search for my incidents here. So I've already opened 3 tabs with the L1, L2 and L3 incident. Let's see how those look like. So first, this is the L1 incident which was created for dummy host. Here you won't see any service ID associated to it or CI associated with this, since the CI which is present in the event is not available in CMDB. Hence there is no CI details in the L1 incident. In L2, as I've mentioned, you can see the CI details. Here you see that the impacted is 02. And this will provide the incident manager the information that 02 CI is the one that is causing this problem, and using this detail, they would start troubleshooting in this direction. This is our L3 incident. The message for this is causal incident for causal CI, the host name. Now for L3, there needs to be a CI and the service that CI impacts. So here we have the CI details 03. And in the configuration items, you would see the list of the business services that 03 impacts. So currently 03 is only part of Jira service, and hence you can see that it impacts the name of the service and the type of the service and the details. If there are multiple services which are impacted due to this CI, you will get the list of those services in the configuration items. Having the CI and the service details in the incident helps the incident manager to narrow down the issue and coordinate with the operations team likewise. In BMC PSR, you also get a capability to know the top probable nodes which are causing the problem in that particular service. So for this service, the Jira, you see that the top probable causes nodes is 03, which has 67% probability of impacting the service. So if you click on view details, it will take you to the AIOps page showing the service and the event details over there. This helps in bridging the gap between the service management and the operations management. Now another expectation from BMC PSR is that when the issue is resolved and the services or the host is up and running, the event should get closed, and once the event is closed, the incident should also be in resolved state. So let's see if that happens. So I'll close this event. In BHOM, you will get the information events that the create information event policy was in IA was executed. You can see the history of these policies in intelligent automation as well. So when you go to intelligent automation, click on history page, and here you will see the records of your automation policy runs. Since I have closed the L2 event, I will go to the Smart IT page where my L2 event was open. Refresh this. The status of this incident is changed to resolved. So this is how IAPSR helps the service management and the operations management teams to come together and work in a better fashion. This concludes our demo. So a quick summary of what we have covered in this webinar. We talked about what service ops as a concept is and how proactive service resolution fits in that concept. We saw the PSR flows and how the new IAPSR has replaced the old HIS PSR, followed by the advantages of using IAPSR. These are the references here, and the steps to configure the proactive service resolution and all the details are documented under Intelligent Automation on docs.bmc.com. Thank you for watching the webinar.